Thank you, Manish. Our next speaker is a delight. So first of all, I hope you're having a wonderful day because I have a treat in store for you. Our next speaker is the Speaker of the Virginia House of Delegates, the first woman speaker ever in the 400 years of Virginia history. Madam Speaker shines through her tireless work as she tries to improve, besides the infrastructure, which everybody does, but she tries to improve the technology through innovation and entrepreneurship. And in this COVID world that we are in, where she has worked tirelessly to not only look after the health of Virginia, but to look after the health of small businesses. I've heard this phrase when I was in Harvard, it's the time of the great resignation. And all of you in small businesses are seeing that employees are leaving and going away to smaller areas, but they want the same salary. Now, that's a challenge for us because employees may go to a different state, and then you're dealing with Georgia laws or California laws or New York laws, and you're still a Virginia business. So how does a small employer manage all this? But it's a challenge for her because Virginia as a state or any state can't be measured by now how much employment is in the area. You've got to measure by, like Sundi was telling me earlier, either GDP or the capital come in. So she's really in a new space, managing very elegantly if the last 18 months are any indication. So it's a real privilege to have her here and hear about her vision. And she's also up for elections next Tuesday, so please do go out and vote. No matter which way you go, get in there and vote. And with that, Madam Speaker, thank you so much for making the drive up. Really appreciate you being here.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Great to be here. Great to see you all. And thank you for that kind introduction, Pallabi. Only Pallabi would be able to get me here with literally 5 days away from the election, literally. But anything for Pallabi, so thank you. So thank you, Pallabi, and thank you all of you for the incredible work that you all have done to keep Virginia's technological innovation sector thriving, which it certainly has. And thank you to TIE Capital GovCon for having me here today. It's a great opportunity, and I'm thrilled to be here. I was pleased to actually have the opportunity to address you all, but it wasn't in person last time as a result of COVID, so that we did the virtual, and I got to participate, but of course I was just a little square on the screen along with the rest of you. So I have really enjoyed learning more about TIE and the wonderful organization and how you all foster entrepreneurship while giving back to the community, which is so important. So I'm honored to have been asked to participate in this program today. And I wish I, again, had even more time, but with 5 days out, we've got a lot going on, but I'm thrilled to be here. So as you heard Pallabi say, I am honored to be the Speaker of the Virginia House of Delegates and was elected and sworn in actually in that position in January 2020 as the first woman ever. And, you know, when I think about what we've been able to do over the last 2 years, it's, I'm pleased that we were able to move Virginia forward on so many issues, on so many fronts, positively, and in a really short time. It's been less than 2 years. And as you all know, you know, there was so many areas we moved Virginia forward, but it was also challenging times because, as you all know, the day we adjourned sine die of the first session was the day the governor declared a state of emergency. And of course, our whole world changed at that point. So, you know, I've had the distinct honor and privilege of presiding over the House and focusing on making tremendous progress on healthcare and economic growth, education, voting rights, innovation, and so many other critical issues. Not to mention making Virginia the 38th state to ratify the Equal Rights Amendment, finally enshrining women in the Constitution. And I think what we also have shown, and I always bring this up because I'm so proud of it, is that when you're inclusive of diverse perspectives like we are, you get more thoughtful, better policy. And I'll never forget just standing up there on the floor of the House after being sworn in and looking out at my members and just seeing bright, capable, competent, and diverse faces looking back at me, realizing and recognizing for the first time that there are communities that actually have a voice now. There were constituencies that never had a voice prior. So, and you know, again, when I think of diversity, diversity of perspective, diversity of thought, diversity of race, religion, gender, sexual orientation, all of that. And it's so much more than just saying diverse. It's also, I think what we found is that you literally do get better legislation. And whether you're talking about the ideas for bills and concepts, or whether you're talking about the nuances and the details and intricacies in each bill. But those diverse perspectives are literally helping us build Virginia, a better Virginia, and helping us move out of COVID-19 and the aftermath of this pandemic. So thanks to the Biden administration's American Rescue Plan, we finished up a special session back in August where we were able to allocate billions, with a B, of dollars in COVID-19 relief to all areas of the Commonwealth, or specifically those areas that need it the most. There's been historic cooperation between the House, the Senate, the governor's administration that have yielded critical investments that will improve every aspect of Virginians' lives, including upgrading our public school infrastructure, helping businesses, small businesses, large businesses, and workers cope with the unemployment, addressing food insecurity in underserved communities, shoring up mental health services, which is so crucial, funding higher ed, financial aid programs, and so much more. And I am extremely proud, of the work that we were able to do and how we continue to be able to support Virginians and build an even stronger economy as we work to recover from the pandemic. And, as we think about the multiple challenges, and again, it's uncharted territory, whether you think about the pandemic, the health crisis, the criminal justice crisis, the economic crisis, and even in the coronavirus outbreak, we were able to focus and pass an agenda that supported Virginians who were struggling due to the public health and economic crisis that set our Commonwealth on a path for even more success in years to come. We enacted multiple bold policies guaranteeing paid sick leave for our healthcare workers, ensuring that Virginians could get vaccinated as quickly as possible, putting $36 million into job retraining through the G3 program, which I will mention again later, something that I'm very proud of and had the opportunity to be the patron along with Senate Majority Leader Dick Saslaw. Thank you. In doing so, we made our Commonwealth more open. We made our Commonwealth more welcoming. And we made it also more attractive for companies to come plant their flag. So it's thanks to all of those efforts this year that Virginia is now the only state to have received the designation through CNBC as the best state for doing business 2 years in a row. Top state for business, right? And what makes me also so proud about that is that it was after we passed legislation that made Virginia more open and welcoming by passing the Virginia Values Act and prohibiting discrimination based on who somebody is or who they love. It was after the fact that we made Virginia the 38th state to ratify the Equal Rights Amendment, enshrining women in the Constitution. It was after the fact that we went from being the 49th state in the country for accessibility to the ballot to being 12th by making it easier for Virginians to vote. And I know we often say this, I know I often say this, how proud we are of being the best state for business, but that is not mutually exclusive from doing better by workers. And what we showed now, while we were governing, is that you can do better by workers and raise the minimum wage and still receive the best state in the country for business, because that is good for Virginians, that is good for people, that is good for businesses. So I'm really proud. We made Virginia, and I think we made it clear that you can be both pro-business and pro-worker, which has enabled us to put our small businesses back on top as our economy makes an enormous comeback back from the pandemic levels. So we have emerged from the 2021 fiscal year with a budget surplus of $2.6 billion. Proud of that. And our unemployment levels continue to drop and are far outpacing the national average. Virginia is on the right track. Virginia is in a good place, getting stronger every single day, and we are on firm footing as we recover from the pandemic. And that is all the more reason why we need to continue to ensure that Virginia continues on the path forward. And in the last couple years, we have overcome decades of gridlock with regard to progress and on every aspect of Virginians' lives. So the evidence speaks for itself. We're moving the Commonwealth in the right direction on the economy, on jobs, healthcare, education, safety, and we cannot stop now. We have so much more work ahead of us to ensure that we can continue to build a stronger and better Virginia. Between expanding our successes, implementing improvements to existing policies, and turning popular ideas into actual meaningful legislation and soon bills, we must continue on this path forward. So that is why I'm so proud to stand with you today to share a few of the ways that we have moved Virginia forward in the last 2 years through our investments in technology, innovation, and business. Virginia is a great place to grow and build a business, as you all know. Not telling you anything you don't already know. For the Commonwealth, our value proposition starts with talent. Companies, whether big or small, need people with the right skills to ensure that they can grow, to ensure that they can thrive, to ensure that they can prosper. Virginia has one of the highest concentrations of technology workers in the nation, as you all know, and consistently remains as one of the most highly educated states in the nation, and was recently ranked as a top state, again, for business by CNBC for a record-breaking second year in a row. We have invested in our talent and help to ensure that every Virginian can access the education and the training programs that are critical for them to start a career. In 2020, getting back to the G3 program, I was proud to introduce and carry a bill to create Virginia's new G3 program. This program is Get Skilled, Get a Job, Get Ahead. And I see some hot heads nodding. So it provides community college education grants to individuals living at the 400% of the poverty level that are studying critical fields, specific fields, like public safety, skilled trades, IT, healthcare, and education. These grants provide students with the necessary resources to ensure that they can learn, they can grow, and thrive by helping them with essential costs, such as textbooks, fees, etc. The cost of tuition should not be a barrier and should not prevent Virginians from being able to learn a skill that will help them advance and help them grow, help their family with an education, with a career. And so I was so proud to introduce the G3 program, the bill, because I believe now more than ever that it is imperative that we provide affordable pathways for students, for businesses, and for industries with a prepared, well-trained workforce. And when the majority leader and I introduced this bill, it was actually even prior to the pandemic. So it was important then, you all know. You can only imagine how important it is today. Improving access to affordable pathways the way that the G3 program does not only supports low and middle income students, but also the businesses, like you all, the industries with jobs that you're trying to fill. So as our economy continues to recover from COVID-19 pandemic, many Virginians will not be returning to their original jobs, as we all know. Now more than ever, it's time to ensure that Virginians can get back to work in high demand fields. So we provided $34.5 million to launch and support this program, and we put it in our current biennial budget. Virginia is also home to the first of its kind pay-for-performance workforce credentialing program. The new Virginia Economy Workforce Credential Grant Program, or Fast Forward, provides funding for workforce training in high-demand fields. We invested $27 million in this program in our current biennial budget. These resources cover two-thirds of the cost of the training, half of which the training provider receives when the student is successful and actually earns the industry credential, making it a national pay-for-performance model, something we're so proud of. We also launched a historic program focused on strengthening Virginia's technology workforce. The Tech Talent Investment Program will invest more than $2 billion of state resources, donations, corporate partnerships to expand training and produce an additional 32,000 graduates in computer science and related fields over the next 20 years. This initiative is a robust partnership among Virginia's higher education institutions, many of whom are actually utilizing it to build world-class technology assets in Northern Virginia. Virginia Tech, as you probably know, has recently broken ground on 1 million square foot innovation campus in Alexandria that will bring together industry, government, education leaders to train students through practical research areas like cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, and the next generation wireless technology. In addition, Virginia's Tech's Innovation Campus, George Mason University will renovate, in addition to Virginia Tech's Innovation Campus, George Mason University currently is renovating its Arlington campus, you all probably know, to create an institute of digital innovation to bring together students, to bring together researchers and faculty to invent new digital techniques and develop new ideas, deploy new computing systems through industries, and examine the social, ethical, political, and economic impacts of an ever-expanding digital society. This significant investment in talent through infrastructure and program development is a critical reason why Amazon chose Virginia for its HQ2 project. Amazon is not the only company, however, coming to Virginia because of our commitment to develop tech talent. Microsoft is one of the largest internet service providers and service developers in the world. And in May 2020, the company announced it will create 1,500 new jobs and invest $64 million to build a new 400,000 square foot state-of-the-art software development and R&D facility in Fairfax County. Yes. The company will use its $22.5 million economic development grant from the state to fund partnerships with colleges and universities and build new degree and training programs in cloud computing. With this recent investment, Microsoft is adding to its already large presence throughout the state with corporate locations in Reston and Enrico, and a major data center in South Virginia's Mecklenburg County. And it's not just major companies like Microsoft or Amazon either. Companies like CACI International, Mantech have all announced projects in Virginia. In fact, since January of 2020, Virginia has announced 109 projects in the information technology industry, representing over 8,700 new jobs and over $44.3 billion in capital investment. We have created a best-in-class program at the Virginia Economic Development Partnership designed to support businesses expanding or locating in Virginia with their workforce needs through customized education, training programs, as well as hiring solutions. The Talent Accelerator Program at VEDP is a true partnership between state, business, education, and represents our commitment to developing both workforce and also business. We have worked incredibly hard to strengthen Virginia's programs and investments in innovation, research, entrepreneurship, to bring new ideas, to bring new products, to bring new processes and companies into Virginia's economy. In 2020, the General Assembly passed House Bill 1017 to create the Virginia Innovation Partnership Authority, which consolidated Virginia's innovation and tech-based economic development programs. This was a landmark piece of legislation. It was created to fund and support regional innovation and specifically entrepreneurship programming known as the Regional Innovation Fund, and consolidated existing funds into a revamped Commonwealth Commercialization Fund designed to invest in new technologies with the high potential for economic development and job creation. You know what? We then also invested $19 million over the biennial to capitalize these funds and to make sure that we could deploy resources to Virginia businesses to help bring new technologies and new ideas into the marketplace and support entrepreneurship, which I know you care so much about in our communities. In the revamped Commonwealth's Commercialization Fund, inaugural grant round, Virginia made 34 investments in pre-seed commercialization stage technology startups for a total investment of $3.3 million. In future years, the authority plans to increase its investments from the Commonwealth Commercialization Fund to support private sector startups and ideas originating from Virginia's research universities primed for commercialization. Through its commercialization funding, Virginia has made investments totaling $275,000 in agriculture biotech company headquartered in Charlottesville, Virginia. The company, Agrospheres, originated from the University of Virginia in 2017 with a mission to transform crop production. It has attracted $11 million in funding, including $8.8 million in Series A raise. This Virginia startup was actually recognized by Business Worldwide as a top 20 innovative company to watch. And this is just one example of another Virginia success. The new Virginia Innovation Partnership Authority is also home to Virginia's Research Centers of Excellence. The Commonwealth Cyber Initiative, Virginia Catalyst, the Commonwealth Center for Advanced Manufacturing, Unmanned Systems, and the Commonwealth Center for Advanced Logistics. What exactly is the Commonwealth Center of Excellence, you might ask? Each center is slightly different, and it operates differently, each one. But generally, these centers bring together the best minds from Virginia's higher education institutions to turn research into practical tools that can actually improve current projects, current processes, develop solutions to industry programs, problems, issues, or create something new altogether. In our current biennial budget, we invested $48 million in these centers of excellence. The success stories from our centers of excellence abound. For example, the Commonwealth Cyber Initiative brings together more than 300 researchers from dozens of higher ed institutions across Virginia to collaborate at the intersection of security, autonomous systems, and intelligence. And in its first 2 years of operation, CCI brought in $77 million in external research funding in areas like cloud computing, again, physical systems, security, data analytics, and machine learning, far exceeding all of our expectations. CCI researchers actually recently won $13 million DoD contract to develop smart warehouse with 5G technology at the Marine Corps Logistics Base in Albany, Georgia. The Commonwealth Center for Advanced Manufacturing is working with the Office of Naval Research to develop, to test, to validate all these new technologies to repair and replace the aging components of the nation's naval fleet and reduce, honestly, it will also reduce the overall costs of ship repair. In addition to our statewide initiatives, the Commonwealth, Virginia, is also committed to supporting regional efforts to create new companies, to create new jobs, and develop talent through our Go Virginia program, of which I'm privileged to be a board member. This program is a unique economic development effort that invests in ideas and projects and programs that seek to strengthen and to diversify regional economies and encourage the creation, again, of high-value jobs in targeted, traded industry sectors in over 9 regions. Projects and programs must actually lead to critical outcomes like job creation or new business formation. And as of June, I think it was this year, projects were awarded grants from the Go Virginia program, and they have pledged to create over 23,000 jobs, develop 829 new businesses, serve over 12,000 businesses, and support over 5,100 apprenticeships, industry credentials, and internships. In this biennium alone, we have invested $64.5 million in this program. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the Go Virginia Board established the Economic Resilience and Recovery Initiative to help mitigate the economic impacts of the pandemic and to also aid in Virginia's recovery. To date, the initiative has funded 44 projects, deployed $11 million in resources to support small businesses' recovery, and also to promote entrepreneurship and also to help students and workers develop the skills that they need to succeed in technology fields. Another initiative, TechSep, facilitated by Marymount University and its corporate partners, was recently funded by Go Virginia Board. It's going to work with the economically disadvantaged students in Northern Virginia who also seek employment, specifically in Northern Virginia in the technology sector. Over the last year, we have developed new programs and made resources available to help businesses recover from COVID-19 pandemic. To date, we have deployed $144 million in funds to ensure that we could cover 3,500 small businesses in Virginia through our Rebuild Virginia program. This program, as I know many of you are aware, provides financial assistance through grants to small businesses and also to nonprofits whose operations were impacted as a result of COVID-19 pandemic. In our August 2021 special session of the General Assembly, we made an additional investment to Rebuild Virginia, bringing the total program funding of $395 million. In order to deploy more resources to Virginia businesses and support recovery from COVID-19 pandemic, we also created a Virginia Small Business Resiliency Fund. This new $10 million fund will deploy grants to Virginia's community development financial institutions to help build the capacity that is needed in these organizations to increase access to capital and provide technical assistance for underserved COVID-19 for businesses throughout the Commonwealth. The COVID-19 pandemic exposed the need for all of us. It made it quite clear that we needed to expand broadband throughout the Commonwealth to ensure that students learning from home, workers throughout could conduct business during the course of the public health crisis as well. In August of 2021, the General Assembly made a historic investment, as you all know, $700 million of federal American Rescue Plan dollars to build out the broadband infrastructure necessary to close the state's digital divide within 3 years. This investment stands to bring the internet access to over 230,000 homes and businesses. With this historic investment, Virginia is well positioned to be one of the first states in the nation to close the digital divide and will be in a strong position to continue to grow its technology industry in every region of the Commonwealth of Virginia. Throughout my remarks today, you've seen we've touched on so many fabulous, impressive programs and initiatives that support innovation, technology, and entrepreneurship throughout the Commonwealth of Virginia. Through these targeted investments in higher ed and the tech talent, commercialization grants, economic development supports, we are laying the groundwork, the foundation for businesses to start and other businesses to continue to grow and flourish here in Virginia. In closing, I just wanted to mention one more thing. There's one company that when I read about it, I was really moved. It's a true Virginia success story, tying together our investments in higher education, encouragement of innovative technology, and support for small businesses. Torque Robotics is a leader in self-driving vehicle systems, with its current focus on developing autonomous long-haul trucks as part of the Daimler Trucks. The 15-year-old company was founded by a group of Virginia Tech students that wanted to commercialize their technology after winning multiple robotic competitions, and now they're an industry leader. In August 2020, Torque Robotics announced that they will expand their operations in Blacksburg, Virginia, and create 350 new jobs. As part of this economic development project, Torque will receive support through the Virginia Economic Development Partnerships Talent Accelerator Program, which will help the company recruit, help the company train, and expand its expanding workforce. Our investments in research and commercialization are made with the goal of taking ideas generated by students and researchers and faculty and transforming them into economic successes through the foundation and formation of new companies and partnerships with existing businesses. We also want to help existing businesses grow here in Virginia through targeted investments, talent development, research institutions, and economic development programs. That is how we help Torque Robotics thrive. That is how we have continued to support businesses throughout the Commonwealth. So with Election Day just a mere 5 days away, I hope, first of all, you all have voted or you have a plan to vote. Just go to iwillvote.com. If not, there's early voting, thanks to the legislation we passed. I just want to, again, express my gratitude for being with you all today. I wish I had more time, but Pallabi, I appreciate the opportunity to meet with you all and to speak. I'm looking forward to continuing to work with you, roll up our sleeves, and work with Ty and all of you after the election to ensure that Virginia continues to be a leader, as you can see that we already are, in the nation when it comes to innovation, technology, and business. And thank you.
much. Give me a minute. May I call on Juhi Naithani, a Fairfax board representative, to please give Eileen her speaker gift. Thank you so much, Eileen, for the trip up here. TIE DC is really honored. For the first time, we have the Speaker of the House, the first ever in 400 years, a woman speaker here. And I also want to give a shout out. We have, for the first time in the history of TIE, number 4 in global spy operations management right there, Beth. Beth, can you come up and please take a picture with the speaker? We've never had spies before in TIE DC. I'm so excited. I feel really honored today. With that, I'll keep my thank you real short so that Eileen can mingle with the crowd and Manish has some closing remarks. Manish? No? Nothing. Okay. Our picture, okay, pictures, everybody. And as they take pictures, thank you again. Today, I have no walking minutes left, so it's just a quick thank you. Hope to see you all here tomorrow. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to our speakers. And tomorrow is SBA Day, so a really important day for all of us.